Hey everybody, before we get started, I just want to remind you this was brought to you by patrons like Ahaga Comics, Kwa, Jeremy Vasquez, Kylie Denton, Nestor Flores, and Soto-san 0424. If you like what we do and want to see us do more, consider supporting us on Patreon. You can get access to episodes early and lots of other goodies, and it'll really help us out. Thanks for your support, everybody.
Thank you!
That's a super excited Lucky and a Nobu. As we jump into Let's Talk FGO, the show that is all about FGO and definitely will not involve Lucky yelling at Conan Exiles in the background.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna make Omega a liar right now.
I was about to say, that's a lie. I am one of your hosts, Omega, and I make dumb FGO image edits. With me, as always, is my co-host, 4 Break Bars, Lucky.
Everyone, I hope you are enjoying Fate Grand Order, aka Never Letting the Shinsengumi Die. And while we here at Studio Omega like to bring you the latest in FGO-related news and memes, we will be talking about current and future events for both the JP and EM version of the game. So anyone not wanting spoilers should just go get really distracted with Conan Exiles.
So that's just literally you right now. You are literally distracting yourself from spoilers by playing Conan Exiles.
Like, I don't want to get it in too much, but everyone seems really excited about the fucking JP event. And I'm really excited about the JP event, and I want this to stay like the purest fucking
I also super
encounter I
excited
can.
for it, but I don't know everything. But like, that's going to be a really interesting script to read.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know if
I've
it's
seen
going to be
some
to play
I've
because
seen
there's some BS fights. I think from what I understand in it. But yeah,
I have saw
super
some
interesting to
CGs
read.
and they have broken my heart. I have seen some fights and I'm all like, "What the fuck is happening?" Like, no one tell me. I just want to live in existential dread.
Yeah, so we'll maybe talk about it later because there's some more news about Tokugawa Kaiten Labyrinth Okyu. But
yep.
The way that event played out was that it was totally just CCC. It was a secret story chapter that's like a secret follow-up to CCC plus a secret prologue to Lost Belt 4 kind of rolled into one with like a serious challenge and like new mechanics worked in there. The only thing it's missing is a welfare, which everybody's super sad about. But we won't talk more about that.
Yeah, from the way I've like heard around the grapevine, it's basically like a 0.5, kind of like how Prison Tower and CCC.
Yes,
was.
it is directly related to the story. It's directly related to the meta plot of FGO. Listen, if you've paid attention to the last couple of weeks of the show, you can probably tell what because of reasons. But if you didn't get it, we're not going to spoil it for you.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a super interesting event. So most people are expecting a Lost Belt soon.
Yeah. So, again, I have set my countdown timer for 2 years. Well, probably more like 1 year, 11 months. We'll probably get it like a couple weeks earlier.
But hey, first we got to look forward to the actual CCC whenever that happens. That'll be super
Oh my god, my wallet!
And
No.
soon.
No!
Soon. Luckily, hopefully they keep the regular schedule for the pre-release campaign, which is a banner full of servants I like, but I'm not going to roll for.
Excuse me, I have some super fucking rare limiteds I need to get. I ain't rolling for shit.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna hold on to literally all my tickets until that first banner comes up, and then I'm gonna throw everything to try and get an alter ego and also maybe a Fox Saber. But yeah, so let's go ahead and move into our segment for her tips. Wake the fuck up, senpai, which definitely wasn't decided like 5 minutes ago.
We like to fly low and fast here.
先輩、起きてください。
That's right, everybody. It's time for Wake the Fuck Up Senpai, our regular segment for pro tips. Hey, so here's something you may not know or may have forgotten because it's not like it happens all the fucking time. But for every level up past Master Level 130, so all the new ones that got added a while ago, you also get 1 Saint Quartz in addition to the AP refill and other stuff. I did this recently, actually, so I was reminded that, hey, other people might not realize that. So, hey, there's a source of Saint Quartz for you. There's like, 10 of those levels that only take like a million,
Yeah.
a million XP each.
Yeah, like I said, I've been, well, I can't lie. I haven't been playing, as enthusiastically.
I feel like I've been playing enthusiastically, but still, like, not a lot of time. We're going to talk more about that on this on WhatsApp, but I've had a busy week with, like, juggling 3 phone games, 2 console games, other stuff. Like, it's a busy time. But that's definitely a WhatsApp topic.
It is. I'm just gonna say this. I've been so juggled. It has actually completely like changed my sleep schedule into something kind of scary.
Oh,
like,
actually, this reminds me. I should probably. Well, we'll get there in a second. I have a thing I need to talk about, but go ahead.
Basically, because of like my the playing gotchas and Conan Exiles. I blame mostly Conan Exiles.
That's definitely a game where you, because it's an open world crafty survival-y game, so that's definitely something where you can like accidentally lose 2 extra hours. Just like, fuck, I just need like 5 more stone, dude.
Yeah, no. I literally lost a Wednesday, and it completely fucked up my sleep schedule and fucked up like all of my internal timers for like doing gachas. I mean, doing like mobile games and stuff. And I've been struggling like almost for like the past like several days trying to get it reset, and my body has decided, all right. I feel you. This is what we're going to do. You're going to stay awake for 12 hours, and then you're going to fall asleep for 3, and we're just going to keep doing that rotation. 12 up, 3 down. Boom, you got it? We good. All right, out. Go play more video games. I'm like,
honestly, I think technically that math works.
Yeah. No,
that's a very
does.
like prehistoric type of sleep schedule, bro.
It is.
But hey,
I am completely in character, I guess. Cycle.
Not that anybody in Conan actually sleeps. I'm super disappointed I can't sleep through the night because it's so fucking dark. Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, so like probably in like 5 or 6 hours, I'm gonna be dead tired again. I'm gonna go to sleep and I'm gonna wake up like 4 hours and get up. And honestly, I'm okay with this. It's just that when I like eventually do get a job again, it's gonna be all like, no, I can't do that.
Yeah.
Unless
you're gonna have to wrestle with your sleep schedule, but that always happens when you have to wrestle with sleep schedules. I was talking about this in our Discord chat, like when your sleep stuff came out, and I'm like, yeah, I'm glad I don't have to do that because I'm technically self-employed at the moment. Not that I would be opposed to doing stuff, but I do like odd jobs and stuff around the house, and which is totally on my schedule. I don't miss school, and I don't miss having to work on other stuff resembling a work day, such as when I helped my parents remodel this house we're living in right now. Which led to a lot of waking up at 7 o'clock in the morning when I'd only gone to sleep at like 2 to 4 a.m. and then driving in a car for an hour. Hey, guess what? I'll sleep on anything. I'll take a nap on the floor at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So I'm just, that's my MO, by the way, is like, if I can work for at least one day on as little as 3 hours of sleep, and then it's just like, I'll take a nap later. And then I'm like, okay, I'll sleep like a regular boy soon. My body just likes to sleep when it likes to sleep, Let's move on to Records from the Throne. I guess it's just me since you didn't write anything down.
Nope.
So I protected Chacha's smile, and challenge quest complete. So
as we're talking about, like as I said, like my gachaing has been slow. I'm waiting. Before I do the challenge quest, I want to get the last Wolves of Mibu from the Oda side.
I don't know if you have to do that, but we'll probably talk about that more later.
I don't know.
Trust me, I went in there too, and I'm like, I need a little bit more. But at the same time, depending on what servants you got, you can breeze through that
actually,
pretty easy.
Right now, my initial thought is I'm just gonna bring Skahawk, and I'm just gonna spend all my spears so she can just back to back MP all the fucking time and call it good.
That'll probably honestly, if you get a couple wolves in there, that'll probably work.
Like that's my going in game, but I just want to make sure I have maximum damage.
We'll circle back to that in a second, but the challenge quest isn't that hard. It seems intimidating because he's got fuck tons of HP bars. That's where the four bars of HP joke comes from. Because if anybody in real life has 4 HP gauges, it's lucky. But yeah, it's not like people are doing gimmick runs now, which I suppose makes a good challenge quest, but still. So I accomplished both of those. So I didn't really intend this to be not in all the world's evil, but technically I should bring this up. I should have brought this up earlier, but I got distracted as usual. The show is a delayed a day. It's my fault. I didn't feel great yesterday, which is our normal recording date. We might go into more detail on what's up, but I will just say for the short version, normally Lucky is the one who makes the bad decisions involving food, and he hates himself later. Yeah, but this time it was me. I did what I shouldn't have. I had an extra helping of some spicy food, and the next day my body didn't like me. So that kind of put me out of sorts for the whole day. But yeah, the show's here. I wasn't super enthusiastic because I'm like, fuck, I have nothing to talk about. And if we had done it yesterday, I wouldn't have done the CQ yet.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll circle back around to that.
Yep.
So skelograms real quick. JP, Tokugawa Kaiten Labyrinth, Banner 2, 4-3 to 4-17. Hey, guess what? It happened. Kiara rate up.
Booyah! I fucking knew it.
She's on a rolling rate up with Scheherazade and Munenori also. Still includes the new CEs. That's neat. A lot of people were approaching nettled, possibly rustled, that she hadn't gotten a rate up. Yes, people were legitimately upset that after both the CCC rerun and the introduction of Tokugawa Kaiten Labyrinth, which heavily features her as the support character. We're like,
yeah, I know, but that's what I was gonna say. It's all like, if the event had ended and she hadn't showed up, I'm like, all right then. But the event's not even like.
No, but people were still. Listen, we're gonna have a slightly recurring theme later, which is you can't please everyone, and people are just impatient in general.
Yeah.
But still, yeah, no, like
I shake my head at I shake my head.
We're gonna do a little bit shaking heads, I think, today. Not a huge deal, but that's basically it. The event is super cool. There's a lot of work that was done in it, like we said. Like it's actually seems like a super story critical event, and it's got some interesting mechanics with like the dungeons and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Also, I guess technically it's pretty good that Kiara got another one in because she didn't get one on her own rerun, so this is just her third rate up ever.
Like honestly,
that's probably why
like
people were very impatient about her getting one, because they're like, it's been a year, guys. Because it literally had been a year.
To be like 100% honest, like they came out with King Protea for the fucking rerun. That's a huge fucking deal in several reasons. So I can kind of understand why they didn't put Kiara, because
no,
they want to,
they wanted to spread it out. And also, like I think we've talked about this.
Especially,
they're probably planned like 6 months to a year ahead on terms of servant releases. So I'm sure they knew that Kiara would make sense to come up in this. It's just,
especially if
they can't tell you what the banners are ahead of time.
Because as that Tokugawa Labyrinth is a kind of a not, well, I wouldn't say a direct sequel, but a continuation, from what I understand. Like it's dealing with Kiara specifically, so
yes, and it deals with Kiara in the sense that it's supposed to be like the reason why you can summon Kiara is kind of an extension of her appearance in the CCC event. So
yeah, I fucking called it. But yeah, so it's just the fact of like, yeah, like no, if she's like gonna be like a major story character, there's like legit no reason why. If they put fucking Scheherazade wasn't in the original. But if they put like Parvati and the new SSR in, there's no way they're not gonna do it. People, calm the fuck down.
Yeah, no. And they can't put Matahari in it because she's a free.
Yeah,
I can understand how some people are a little sad that Matahari didn't get an animation update with this. This would have been a really good excuse, but like, I don't really know how and why Delightworks. Listen, okay, we're gonna pseudo jump into our second news bulletin, which is. In North America, the global server, there's going to be maintenance on the 7th to stabilize the servers. Really? Hey, here's those apologems you guys are asking for. They're gonna take the server down for no reason other than to do some maintenance. It's not like an update as far as we know, because the event's not over until like the day after or two. Like I think it'll have 2 days left, and they're still gonna take it down. So it's not like a new content thing. It's like they literally said it's to improve server stability. That said, if you've been having problems with like load times and stuff or other errors like that, I think this will be a fix for that. Japan did a similar maintenance recently.
Mm-hmm.
But like, yeah, this is just a kind of reminder that, listen, there's a lot of stuff we don't actually know why Delightworks does stuff, but I want to point out to people that doesn't mean that Delightworks doesn't know what they do with stuff. So I've kind of gone back and forth over the week because obviously it was April 1st on like Monday or something, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And we've talked about other stuff with April Fools, and JP had a very interesting April Fools thing where they had FGO Quest, which was a separate app cute. Where you could, basically it was a Dragon Quest / Final Fantasy 1S parody with all the Rio-style art, but super pixelated.
It was, I have no idea what was going on in it, but I'm seeing a fan art of it, and it looks real cute.
So that happened, and, stateside, we had a little matching game show up for the souvenir photo thing. And so some people were a little upset that we didn't get the FGO Go app.
Isn't that... Yeah, but that's technically, like, wouldn't that be for next year for us, technically?
That was the first edition of that was this year. They moved to a separate app. But here's the thing. I realized there were problems with that the moment I thought about it harder. Which is, one, first of all, that would involve a joke that's not relevant anymore and translating an app that was used for like 24 hours 2 years ago. Some people in our Discord even brought up the fact that, do they even have that code anymore? And I'm like, I don't even know. Like I said, they used it for like 24 hours 2 years ago. So, I hope they saved it. But the other thing is, it's important to realize this, because we're actually a little bit ahead of the JP schedule. GUDAGUDA 2 wasn't out in Japan when April 1st happened. So that means that not only would they have to localize, translate, all that extra stuff for an app that maybe they don't have, that's not relevant anymore. The joke is, and nobody makes Pokemon Go jokes anymore. But they would have had to add to it. They would have had to add Hijikata and Chacha, which I don't even know if that app would be set up to do, right? Like, because I don't know what they actually, if they did a direct, like, quote unquote rerun of it the next year. I don't really remember. So like, I don't really know what the situation is for that, and also the localizing. So I can totally see why, especially in a place like, you know, America, depending on what you're doing, where they're like, we don't necessarily want to, like I said, I don't know the details of the app. If it was actually like, you know, properly GPS coded and all that other stuff, and not just a dumb AR app, like, I don't know if they'd have to like solve that for like America space-wise. Like, I've heard app programming can be pretty complex, so that's like, okay, it's like sad that they couldn't bring it over, but at the same time, that may have been an unrealistic expectation that they would actually fully bring it over, because it is actually a little bit complicated. But the other thing is, some people are we didn't get 10 Saint Courts specifically for it, which is what Japan got for the app launching. So we didn't have an app launch since we didn't get 10 Saint Courts, which immediately prompted another whole slew of state of NA, blah, 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 NA's going down the toilet posts. I've kind of gone back and forth over the week about how long and how spicy I want to be talking about this. The short answer is, honestly, I don't want to talk about this for any longer than I have to, and I don't want to be spicy about it. My attitude right now is I'm done with this. I can't be bothered. Can't even be bothered.
I'm gonna go like just keep laughing at how adorable Chacha is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need any of your negativity in my gotcha.
Well, yeah, like I'm just like I can't even be bothered right now. But there's only a couple things I want to bring up, because we talked about how we don't know why Delightworks does stuff. Mm-hmm. Delightworks knows exactly why it does stuff. So this is a term I used in our Discord, because not just related to April Fools, but related to a couple different things. This conversation's been kind of circulating our community. I'm going to assume that not only is Delightworks a Japanese company run by other Japanese companies, which means they have a very strict social structure and kind of a top-down approach, right? Like, the guy who is your boss says something, you do it, and that's just how it is. That was a whole big plot point in Persona 5, was like, authority figures have so much social control, and like, people aren't able to stop them from doing stuff. So like, that's a part of their culture over there. But also, I think Delightworks is probably what I would call a 3-ring binder management, in that they have a literal or figurative 3-ring binder, which has instructions for everything in it. When a situation comes up, you look in the binder. What does the binder say to do? You do what the binder says, because if you don't do what it says, then you're in trouble. Because remember, liability is a pain in the ass, and you definitely don't, in a corporate setting, you don't go lone wolfing. That's how you get fired.
Liability is a bitch.
And if you do something that's against the company policy on your own, that means you fucked up, not the company. So, I am dead certain that Delightworks has a codified system of rules for what they give out Saint Courts for what, right? Like, you do a stream, you can do 10 Saint Courts. You do a social media campaign, you can do 3. You can do a small amount to apologize for errors, but, like, I think because they announced it as a problem with their website that's not directly related to FGO, they couldn't necessarily spin Saint Courts, because that's not how you do it. Because if you give Saint Courts as like an apology for, oh, we had a goof up on our website, then people can legitimately say, you had another goof up on your website, you accidentally announced something early, or there was a typo, you owe us Saint Courts now. And
yeah, they don't want to set a precedent.
Yeah, they don't want to set an unusual precedent, so I think that's kind of why they avoided it. Also, like, with the can't be bothered, I'm really cynical now, Lucky, but goddamn, 10 Saint Courts isn't a lot. Like, I know it adds up in a free-to-play sense, but, like, I have never made or broke a servant banner on 10 Saint Courts. I have either had a huge blowout where I didn't get fucking anything, or I had some left in the bank when I got what I wanted.
Like, at this point, like, FGO is not, like, is not what I consider gacha-friendly, especially playing games like Azure Lane.
No,
it's all not. Like Azure Lane. Like Azure Lane is all like Azure Lane is like, all right, there's a new rare raid up that's limited. There's a fair chance I'm gonna get her.
I don't
Like,
think
you
I've
know,
ever blown all my cubes and not gotten what I wanted out of Azure Lane.
Yeah, I know. You might only get one copy, but you know what? Guess what? That's all you really fucking need if you put in the time and effort.
Mhm.
FGO is definitely a game where it's all like, no, we're definitely definitely gonna make some money off of this.
Yeah,
Because
it's,
you want
if,
these goddamn
if you want 100% completion on new banners, you need to spend money.
Yeah.
Or you need to save judiciously for banners that matter. So like I said, I can't get my Jimmy's Russell about 10 Saint Courts anymore. I'm sorry, guys. If you can, I appreciate your passion. I think maybe you should focus in that on other areas. But like we just can't be bothered. We've been burned too hard.
Yeah,
the other thing. Well, go ahead, Lucky, since it's still on the same point.
I was gonna say something, but I just got a fucking hook hand as a drop in Conan Exiles, and my mind is fucking blown.
Okay.
So I'm completely derailed because my first thought was, can I actually equip this? Because it says hook, left fitting, a replacement prosthetic for the hand. I'm like,
what the?
Sorry.
I can't even.
I can't even. But oh yeah, you were talking about being burned. Like, yo, I maxed out my credit card rolling for MXI Alter and put myself into debt. All right, 10 Saint Courts. I'm just like, eh. So, like, people get upset. Like, you people don't know. It's like, calm down. You get what you get. You don't what you don't. As much as we love the game and I adore it, and these girls give me, you know, emotional support once in a while, they're still just fucking, they're fucking pixels on a PED and a PNG on your phone. Calm the fuck down.
And someday, Nasu's gonna get his armor-piercing chainsaw, and he's gonna break into the secret underground base of Delightworks, and he's gonna cut down those servers so you can feel absolute despair. I like that this story gets more elaborate the more and more I make this joke.
That's how we do it.
The other thing is that, as usual, there were some people who tried to make Saint Courts comparisons. Okay, this is the other thing I'm going to get spicy about. Guys, don't massage the numbers. There's two reasons why you're doing this. One, you're trying to massage the numbers so you make your point more important to other people. Don't do that because then you're fake news. You're trying to mislead people. And second, don't massage your numbers because you're trying to convince Delightworks that they're making a mistake, because they have more accurate information than you. And this is where that 3-ring binder thing's going to come in. Like, I saw one stat where it was like, somebody added a note like, oh, I counted summon tickets as 3 Saint Courts. No, don't do that. I can tell you with like 99% certainty, Delightworks doesn't think of a summon ticket as equal to 3 Saint Courts. Like, just think about how those things are given to you differently. You get, what is it, like 4 total Saint Courts in a week, but only 1 ticket on daily logins? Yeah. But you can buy 5 tickets in the store every month with mana prisms, which are like super replaceable. So, I will tell you that in that 3-ring binder, Delightworks definitely doesn't think that tickets are 3 Saint Courts. So don't do that. And second, to go back to the maintenance issue. Well, go ahead.
Oh, God!
Well, Lucky's busy, so I don't know.
No, I was going to say, and I guarantee you, you yelling on the internet on numbers that you may not or not have be accurate is not how you're going to get Delightworks to change their mind about how much free shit they're giving you.
The other thing is, don't count Apologems. That's dumb. What's your solution to that? That Delightworks is gonna shut off their servers in the middle of the day for no reason so you get more quartz? That's bananas to me. That's always been bananas to me that people count Apologems as, like, a legit difference between our servers.
Yeah, they got that because some shit fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm honestly wondering, like, do people would rather things, like, be a complete and utter dumpster fire if they get more quartz out of it?
Some people would, unfortunately, or at least talk like they would. So this is why I say, like, don't massage the numbers. Heck, even in our own community, some people are like, oh, that's really a bummer that they're gonna shut off the servers for server maintenance, like, towards the end of crunch on an event. Like, some people are annoyed that they can't play the game because of a required scheduled maintenance. So, yeah, you're gonna get 3 more Saint Courts out of it, but is that worth the couple of hours you're gonna lose? Like, yeah, so just, like, don't be dumb about your numbers. Like, report legit numbers only. Don't try to overinflate them to make your point better. Report accurately just what we've missed. And I think with that calculation, the actual, when you take all that stuff out, we're only like 50 Saint Courts behind. Half of which is this April Fool's, and then the fact that we only got 10 instead of 30 for the anniversary, which I'm hoping is not a mistake they will make again, because they're going to realize. But at the same time, next anniversary should be at a tour event, I think, on a tour panel. So that should be plenty of excuses in that 3-ring binder to give us 30.
As I said, like, like FGO as a what I want to call it, as an experience, I guess, has definitely grown in the past year. As I said, it's one of those things of like, okay, we're not sure how much we should invest in this, depending on player, but considering they came out with a, like, here's the thing about the fucking match game. Yeah, it's only a matching game, but someone had to make that.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say earlier. Somebody made it, and it's fucking fun. I stayed up like an extra couple hours just getting all my servants matched. I made some dumb edits. My personal favorite is I found an actual, honest-to-God, not safe for work picture of Shutin, and then I cropped Ibaraki with her eyebrow over the naughty bits. It's just like, what are you looking at, master? There's a couple of other fun edits.
Like,
yeah.
So it's like, USA, like, don't, like, as much, like, don't compare JP to the global version, I think is, like, my...
Well, yeah, so, like, say people want more stuff they want more streams, right? You want more sync points for streams. Well, that's harder to do, because in Japan, getting a voice actor or actress out to an event for, like, a quick panel, that's easy. That's probably, like, a couple of hours on a plane or train or something.
Yeah.
To get them to the States, you have to fly, like, 18 hours across the Pacific, then probably another 2 to 4 hours to get to, like, a Central or East Coast location.
And then there's hotels, and because they're probably going to be there for a couple days. Food.
Because they have to adjust to jet lag because they're literally traveling back in time. Because in case you forgot, you cross the international date line when you fly across the Pacific, guys. You think time zones are a pain in the ass here, just in the continental U.S. Ooh. But yeah, so like it's kind of a huge pain in the ass, and it's obvious they're trying. Like, they've scheduled the USA tour. They've got voice actors coming. They managed to, God knows what kind of dark magic they had to do to get Sakura's VA to sub in for Kana Ueda at the last minute on that intro event when she was hospitalized. Yeah. Like, God knows what they had to do to get her in. She must have had, like, a free schedule or something. Because these people have non-FGO lives, too. Like, I get that a lot of the voice actors are really invested in the FGO community because they've been doing this for 15 years, almost, or something.
Yeah, no, I was actually looking at it. Like, apparently, like, the Fate VAs, they hang out a lot. Like,
because like I said, they've been in this for like 15. Like FSN's at its 15th anniversary, so like the Dean adaptation would have been the first VA work. Like maybe a couple of, probably they got started like a year after.
Yeah, and then drama CDs,
like... the fully voiced over PS2 port.
Mm-hmm.
And like so they've been tight for a while. They love this franchise and this community, but at the same time, they're not made of FGO time. And I know that some people are thinking, well, there's English voice actors who've been doing this for just as long. The sad truth is that nobody in the FGO community cares about the English VAs for Fate. I hate to say it. I'm sure those people did great work. Nobody cares about their work. It's super sad, but they don't. Like you wouldn't be hyped at all if
I try. Like as I said, this is like the whole like subs versus dubs thing. Like. At the end of the day, I'm still a subs person. So when I see like that so hearing the natural voices, like I actually tried to sit down and watch Unlimited Blade Works in English. I was like, just to say it's like because I'm like I don't know, like maybe it's good, maybe
what it's like.
And
but
you're
not used to those voices, right? It's just not the iconic voice.
It's not the iconic voice, and so it's like...
And FGO is completely in Japanese, just saying.
And so, like, I don't think it's against the fucking English voice actors, it's just that the Japanese voices have been ingrained onto my soul.
Like, if I remember rightly, Saber's English voice actress, I think it's Kari Walgren, she's been there since the Dean adaptation, so she's been in this basically as long as some of the Japanese people, but... That's not what people think of as Saber's voice. It's all Ayako Kawasumi.
That reminds me, she's coming to SakuraCon. Maybe I should go and try and get an autograph. I think it'd just be nice. Maybe I can get her.
Like I said, like I super appreciate that they're super involved in like stuff too.
I know. Like, I want them to keep doing it.
Her name escapes me at the moment, but Mash's VA, who also did Jack in Apocrypha, like she seems super excited. She's been down at the Aniplex offices a couple times. I know she does good work on a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I appreciate her involvement, and I know that she plays FGO, and some other people, so lots of other voice actors do.
Also, I think it's a kind of sense of scale, because voice actors, especially in Japan, they're kind of minor celebrities.
Well, yeah, because being a voice actor is being a whole deal. Like, Japan has always, I think, or at least for a long time, treated the voice medium just like the actual on-camera medium.
Oh yeah.
And so they've got a lot more experience with that kind of stuff. Only recently, I think, have voice actors, like in the nerd culture, actually picked up, like, if you see or hear Troy Baker or Nolan North talk.
Like only the past like 5 or 6 years. I think it was because actually of the voice acting whatever group. Actually,
some of it is, I think, because they struck and they had to get some stuff renegotiated. Which personally, like, I was kind of up and down on that, but we'll probably talk about that more when we talk about video game stuff on What's Up, because we've got a lot of stories to talk about the video game industry. Like, I was kind of up and down on like some of their points they wanted to strike about. I agree with other points I didn't.
Well,
But
that's
like
how it is.
some stuff they were totally legit about, because like one of the things they were talking about was compensation for motion capture, because they do performance capture now. Like voice actors are not just doing the voice; they're also doing the moves you see on screen. I can't remember her name, but she's super cool. I've seen her in some other stuff. The voice actress and also performance actress for Iden Versio for the new version of Battlefront 2. She's super cool. I've seen her in some stuff online. But she did the whole thing. She was not only the voice, not only did she go up on stage, but she also did performance stuff too. Like, she was in the mocap studio being her character. So, like...
I always remember fucking, I can't remember her name off the top of my head, but the, voice actress for Quiet.
Yeah.
She was in the fucking mocap.
Mm-hmm.
When she was doing those sexy ass shots, no, she was doing that in the fucking camera. Yo.
So yeah,
I appreciate that.
Although that's an example of that's the Japanese industry at work, because Kojima's been doing mocap for a long fucking time. I think I heard a story that for Metal Gear Solid 2, Fortune's mocap actress was actually annoyed by the railgun prop because it's huge. It bruised her up constantly doing mocap sessions because she's lugging around this giant wooden gun prop. So like that's just to say how I think the Japanese have treated voice acting and video game and anime acting for a long time. Well, and also you can't do this a lot with dubbing, but like I've heard from watching like anime commentaries, sometimes they do table reads in Japan for anime. You almost can't do that here because our industry's all over the place. Like, that's probably why the Fate guys are so tight, is because they've probably all sat in a room and actually read the lines together sometimes. So yeah, it's like, it's a whole thing, and we got kind of off on a tangent, but I said we would. So it's like, we just have to accept that the way our culture is, we can't get as much of a huge response. Like, they announced at that last Winterfest stream they did what the date and location of the anniversary festival is. Because, yeah, in Japan, the anniversary is a whole fucking mini convention all to itself, which we don't rate yet.
It keeps getting bigger each year, so it might actually be a full fucking... It might, like...
Maybe next year, not this year, but maybe next year FGO in North America will be big enough they can swing it. But even then, that's also kind of a bitch because, like we've talked about how far it is, it's a real pain in the ass to have an actual physical event for FGO global, because we are actually global. We're in countries that are across the Pacific too. They can't fucking come to America.
Oh no, actually I heard people fucking from Australia made the premiere event of the US kickoff tour.
Oh,
so
my hat's off to you. You guys, you'd put in some fucking effort for that.
Yeah, I know, but like cost wise, like, cause here's the crazy thing. Like, remember, people, Japan fits within California.
Yeah, I think I think actually we did the square footage, and like square footage wise, I think Japan fits in Texas or something like that. Like, if you jumble it all together.
Like that is just literally one state in the U.S. Admittedly, it's one of our larger ones, but it still doesn't take. Maybe it takes up, like, I don't know, maybe a tenth, maybe a bit more of the United States.
It's a big state too, but it's not like you can cross it by plane or train in under a couple hours.
Yeah,
I mean, now technically, I can fly from one end of the country to the other because I've been to LA before from where I live in Florida.
That's expensive, yo.
But it cost me a little bit, and it was like 4-hour flight overnight too, because I shot for cheap tickets, so I was.
Oh my god, I can't actually equip this hook hand. What the fuck? It's hand armor.
Lucky has a hook hand, everybody.
Yarr! I can swing and hook people.
Did you get it off the pirates? Because
Yeah.
I know there's a pirate NPC faction. Fucking A.
Yeah, it's the black hand. It was the fucking
God bless you, Conan.
I was going to the to mine the iron at the lookout, and there was this band right there. I was like, I'll fuck you guys up. And one of them dropped it. I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing. I'm totally tangent here. Let's get back on FGO. Sorry.
Yeah, so basically we're just saying that, listen, it's a long fucking way to travel around the U.S., so even if they did, like, a festival event, that would still be kind of unfair, because we've had this discussion with, like, the USA Tour. Obviously, I'm pretty sure it's set up so you don't have to go to all 4, but God forbid you wanted to go to all 4. That's, like, 4 different conventions in 4 different places across the country. That's a huge pain in the ass.
Huge.
There's, what is it again? It's L.A., Atlanta, New York, and Chicago?
Those are big U.S. cities, too.
They're major cities, and they have major airports, but goddamn, they're all over the fucking place. Like, that's a... I could theoretically, in a day, drive to Atlanta. I'm not going to do that because I don't like to drive. I'd have to get somebody to drive with me, and that's not going to happen. But, like, that's a whole day trip for me to get up there. That's the closest. And it would be kind of expensive to fly that short distance. Right, but yeah, so, like... we have to a little bit, I think, come to terms with logistics, right? Like,
yeah,
a lot of people harp on the authentic JP experience, but we have to accept that we're in a different server, we're in different regions, we're in multiple different countries, so it's a little hard for them to kind of bring stuff together a lot of the time. And like we said, I don't think Gelatinworks isn't just going to make up shit to give us more sync courts. They have to, like, establish a system, which is taking them time. They've made some missteps. We'll have to see if they learn from them. But at the same time, like, ultimately, like, if the 10 Saint courts from April Fools is, like, a make or break thing, maybe you should cut your losses with this game. Just saying. Like, it's not necessarily, it's not guaranteed, I should say, to improve from this point. We hope it will. And they're certainly still investing in the game, because the tour's, like, a whole big thing with, like, they gotta tear down exhibits and stuff. They had to have props specially made for the US version. They had to possibly ship some props over from Japan for, like, the Noble Phantasm display area.
They hired artists.
They gave us original merch. The What's Up shirt. They did a whole print run of a product exclusively for us. So I haven't heard it a lot, but
What's up, my homies? I really want that shirt, by the way.
I felt the impression that some people were like, I didn't hear explicitly see anybody say it, but I got the impression that the vibe was once again, oh, look at us, NA's the redheaded stepchild again. I'm like, but still, they don't hate us. They're still putting in so much effort. It's just...
God, stop acting so entitled. God.
What they feel like is appropriate to give out has specific rules. I can say this with some certainty just from basic empathy and knowing how corporations work. Like, they have a playbook. They're not going to necessarily change the playbook until, like, 6 months from now.
Axa has brought up, I just personally want a reason to spend less money. If you want to spend less money, just don't play the game. Like,
yeah, I mean, I understand, like I said, I understand the FTP concern, but, like,
yeah,
in general, FGO is not made that way. Like, you have to accept either
not.
You're going to spend money or you're gonna roll some dice. And hey, sometimes those dice come out great. Like I said, I threw a 10 spin. I wasn't even thinking about throwing on Merlin. Got him. I then spent all that quartz I saved that I wasn't rolling on Merlin, and some more, and some money on rolling for Musashi, like over 300 something. I threw $80 at it. Nothing. Like, I don't think I even got any 5 stars, period, out of that.
Like my mindset when I fucking spend money on the gacha, I assume that, like, I am going to waste every single bit of that quartz and maybe get nothing.
Yeah, don't spend money on FGO you aren't prepared to. It's like buying crypto. Don't put any more money in FGO than you're willing to completely bust on.
Yeah. Like, so if you, like, spend money, you spend it all, and you didn't get what you want, and you're upset, then probably you shouldn't have decided maybe against spending the money in the first place.
Mm-hmm. Spend responsibly, guys.
Yeah.
And hey, like, here's another wowzer for you. I threw a 10 spin randomly for MHX Alter because I wanted it. I got fucking Maeve on a non-raid up day, just out of the blue on, like, 10 Saint Courts. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing here? What's sorcery?
I said, like, gacha games are gambling, but they're not gambling at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, it's literally because it's based on a capsule mechanic. That's what the name means in Japan, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally like going to the capsule store, in front of your local Walmart. Those still exist. I can't say a Kmart or anything else, because those might not, but your Walmarts definitely exist.
Yeah, they do.
You put in a quarter, you turn the thing, you get a ball out. What's in the ball? Maybe it's that cool skull ring you wanted, or it's a car. Maybe it's a dumb, cheap plastic flower hair clip that you can't even grow because you're a dude and your hair's not grown out that way.
I always like the sticky hands because I always try to slap people on the face.
Yeah, sticky hands are fun. Personally, though, I was always a sweet tooth. I was like, if I'm spending a quarter, I'm getting a fucking gumball.
Oh god, they were so huge though.
But hey, that's something you're guaranteed to get some enjoyment out of, is that fucking gumball.
I'm not gonna enjoy out of my jaw aching like 20 minutes later after I shove the whole fucking thing in my mouth because I'm fucking 7 and I don't know better.
Yeah, well, that's how you get a strong jaw.
Huh.
But yeah, so basically, think about it that. If you wouldn't put that St. Court's quarter, in the capsule machine, take a couple turns, and see what dumb prizes you get to come out, don't spend the money. Like, you don't have to spend money in FGO to play the game, which is the great thing. Yeah. And they're getting better all the time with some of those welfares.
Yeah.
Well, it's only 99 cents per St. Court's. And honestly, I bet these days capsule machines or gumball machines are like 50 cents.
I would say 50 to 75.
Yeah, it's
No,
inflation is
Lynch,
real.
We're gonna kill you.
Inflation is real. Like, I remember when I was a kid, buying a candy bar at the store was like 50 cents. Now it's definitely like $1 or $1.25 out of like a vending machine.
I'm so sad.
I think buying a soda used to be $1 and now it's like $1.50. Or it was when I was in college a couple years ago. I haven't actually needed to go into a vending machine in the past couple of years. So I don't fucking know.
Alright, so, fucking, Conan update. Fucking, there's turtlemen. You know, they're just docile, like, turtle gorilla guys. They wander around. They really don't fuck with you. One likes
they let
to,
you take their eggs for free. They're amazing.
Yeah. As long as you don't get to, like, one of the ornery ones, like, whatever. But, one likes to wander down the strip, and since I built my fucking, ace in the way, it likes to walk through my base, and I was completely fine with that. It didn't bother nobody, but now that I put NPC guards in there, they fucking kill it every time it walks by. I'm like, he was doing nothing! We're just like the rest of them! Ah! I'm having a bit of angst right now.
Existential shellback crisis.
Yep.
Their eggs are delicious.
Alright,
though.
back to FGO.
But yeah, so that's
that's
basically our commentary on the St. Court's economy.
It's like, if you don't like spending money, don't. And don't expect a company to give you things for free just because you scream your head about it.
No. Like I said, hey, if you want to make legit comparisons and be like, hey, BT dubs, in case you don't know that we know Delightworks, we know that you missed some legit concerns where you could have probably figured out a way to spin it to give us at least a little bit of quartz, but you didn't. So just so you know, we're aware. That's fine, but like I said, don't massage the numbers. You're only gonna you're either gonna misrepresent to other people who don't know better, which is shitty of you, or you're gonna make yourself look like a dumbass to Delightworks, who, like I said, has more complete information than you. Because, like, holy shit, does Delightworks have all kinds of information? Like, seriously, like, every time they do an event in Japan, they're like, oh, and by the way, here's the top 3 servants from the last year that people grailed. Or, like, here's the servant people spent the most money on in the past 6 months or whatever. Like, holy shit, you guys keep a lot of data. They know shit.
Metrics are how you judge. Metrics are how you do marketing. You look at what people want, you look at what they like, you look at what they spend their money on, and then you work your process around it. The more information you have, the better.
And also, honestly, like, there's a legit argument to be said that as the global server, which is more closely following the timeline of the original JP's server, we have a huge fucking advantage in clairvoyance. Several of our Kiara's banner finally came out. Several of our JP players immediately devastated because they're like, I don't have any fucking money left after Kama. I have no money. I'm out. I spent all my money on my budget for this month, and I spent all my St. Courts to get her or not get her.
Mm-hmm.
And now there's a new banner with a Kiara rate up, and I'm fucked. Hey, guess what? If you're playing global, you don't have that problem. You know exactly that banner is going to follow that other one, so you can plan accordingly.
Yeah,
so
like
everyone,
everyone's saving for like Musashi and Merlin and all that stuff because they're like such great. Remember in JP, they had no fucking idea.
No, you had no idea that Merlin was going to come out, and I mean, you had a little idea he was going to be that good. They did nerf him from the story support version, but still. But why would you think that Merlin would come out during the Solomon campaign? That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Nope. Surprise! Or it's like suddenly Ishtar, suddenly Ereshkigal. Like suddenly
Ishtar is as a prelude to Babylonia in Christmas.
Yeah.
And she's not really even in Christmas. She's just whatever.
Like literally, I think at most
everybody's trying to call their shot on Muramasa like every fucking banner. But someday they're going to be right, just like with Semiramis.
Real quick, I don't actually know. Did Muramasa show up in this event?
No, not at all. He was one of his swords was alluded to, but as a person, he did not show up at all.
Okay, because I saw some people like drawing like some art of Kama and Muramasa. I was all like, "This happened."
Well, I think they're just doing that because it's Muramasa is Shiro and Kama is a Sakura. Kama's a lot of fun design wise for lots of reasons.
I don't know. I'm trying to like not spoil myself as much on the event as possible. Actually, what I've been doing is I've actually been doing actual research into Lady Kasuga and the Tokugawa Shogun's dynasty.
Because that's a lot
And
of the
trying to-
background material for the event.
Yeah, and you know,
Kasuga's
like,
what we learned from the event is Kasuga is super cool, and she totally teases that she can come back as a legit heroic servant later.
Well,
She even
actually,
as
look
the
into
event
it,
ends, she remarks, "Oh, that might be cool to hang out with Master and teach him stuff. Maybe I'll get my Naginata and join you." And one of your dialogues would be, "So Lancer then?" And I'm like, "Yes, Delight works. Tease that servant. Everybody's gonna fucking roll on that banner."
Well, Lady Kasuga was the one who basically established I don't know if they actually mentioned this in the game because I don't know, but Lady Kasuga is the one who basically was instrumental in putting the third Tokugawa shogun on the seat, and then after that, basically established his harem, established the women's quarters in Edo.
Mm-hmm. That's where the event is set at
yeah.
OQ.
Yep.
So yeah, like she's actually a bit of a big deal, and some of her mythological influence and like folkloric influence, I should say, comes back, like both her historical importance and other stuff. Like some people were asking, like, because as in the event she appears fused to Parvati as like a extra personality Parvati has in there. But some people were like, wow, I really think she should be a heroic spirit in her own right. And like I said, the ending of the event totally suggests that she could come back and hang out with you now that you've set it up. So like
maybe she'll show up in the next Lost Belt.
Maybe she'll show up whenever the fuck they feel like it. I don't know.
Yeah.
As a Lancer. Because we need more of those.
I'm still waiting for fucking Kenshin.
Yeah, that's also another thing that's going to come up.
It's like, there's a lot of fucking teasing going around with the Lightworks, and they're like, we know you want stuff. It's like, do you want it? Do you want it?
And then, like, there's some that are completely out of the blue, like King Proteo, just like, oh yeah, we just worked her into the event randomly.
Well, honestly, like, I want to say randomly because I said, like, first CCC, they come out with 2 of the Sakura 5.
Well,
so
yeah,
on
but
rerun,
they also didn't come up with the other 2.
Yeah, I know, especially since King Protea's design is the most unique.
Yeah. But I think that they found a reason to put her in as, like, to put her into the rerun as, like, as an interesting, like, challenge boss, and then that's also a perfect excuse to be like, oh, and also we can, like, throw her in as a real servant, too, because that's a really cool design thing we can do. We can make a giant lady who crouches in your back row.
It's like, bend down, I need to give you head pats.
She has to crouch to fit in your room. But yeah, so, like, as
I said, like, the Lightworks has a plan. You may not know that plan, and honestly, I'm not entirely sure you need to know that plan.
Yeah, but like I said, there is a legit argument to be had that like the ability to know when you want to spend your courts like 2 years in advance is huge. And like we said, Lightworks might have the data to back that up. Like they might know that, oh, these people know better. They don't take swings at bait banners unless they're like whales or completely ignorant. Like so, they don't need extra courts because you guys are making more tactical rolls. Like I said, I don't know. There's some stuff that are unknown unknowns, and I know some people have called for more communication and transparency, and like, logistically, I don't know if that's possible because I would love it too. Transparency is great. We've talked about how much we love transparency before, but at the same time, we know that the Japanese are very picky about what they say and how they say it, right?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing: when it's good to have transparency, but it's not good to have total transparency,
right?
You
don't know
because
they say this for a reason. You don't want to know how the sausage is made.
Yeah, what you do want to know is you want to make sure that sausage is being made in a fucking safe and clean environment. Mm-hmm. You want to know
you want to see that the inspector said that the sausage is safe to eat. You don't actually want to look at the sausage yourself.
Yeah, and that's what we mean by transparency. You need to know just enough to make sure that you're placated, but you don't need to know every little fucking detail. Yeah. Analytics is when you're getting down to every little fucking detail, because then people are going to start getting nitpicky. People are going to be they're going to start crying, making cries of boost. Because here's the thing about information: not everything is going to be in your favor. It's like with analytics, yeah, they're probably releasing it's probably one of the main reasons why a majority of new servants are fucking female. It's because they probably have data that shows that when it's a new female servant, people are more likely to spend more money. So they go on so they try to massage it so that they're releasing more female servants.
They make their marketing decisions that make sense.
Yeah. And so it's but you just tell people that they're going to be like, what the fuck? People are sexist. Get that shit out of here. You know, people start getting mad just because it's like, and that's not the company's fault.
Right,
They're
and
just trying to
people are just mad that there's the impression that Delightworks favors female servants. Imagine if they actually said, "Oh yeah, no, we totally do because that's where all our marketing data is." Duh.
Yeah. So it's just like,
Yeah. So a little bit of transparency is good, but I think there is a logistical hard cap on how much talking to us they can do because there's a lot of shit that Aniplex US just doesn't know, and to get that information, they have to talk to Japan, which is like 18 hours in the future, whatever, 12 hours I think ahead, actually, or something like that, or maybe more because they'd be on the West Coast. They have to go into the future. They literally have to phone call the next day because, like I said, international dateline. And then Japan would have to comprise a statement. They'd have to translate that statement. They'd have to make sure that the translation was painstakingly perfect and didn't accidentally imply anything they didn't want to imply. And then they have to ship that back to us.
Like finicky like that.
It's a huge pain in the ass. So like I think there are limits on how much talking to us they can do. I wish they'd try a little bit better, but at the same time, like I understand that they're not willing to take certain risks to appease what is probably a vocal minority of our community.
It's called compromise. Learn it.
So
you're gonna have to accept
I hope they do better in future about some stuff, but there's some stuff I just have to write off. I'm just like, can't be bothered to care about this right now.
Haha, I have now put dining tables in here, and I filled them with bric-a-brac, so it looks like people actually live here.
But people do.
Excellent.
All right, well, we're at about 50 minutes, and I need to eat dinner sometime. So let's go ahead and move into our second free talk discussion. I actually took out an April Fool's bullet point, but we ended up talking about that for like 30 minutes.
We're good at tangenting, yo.
GUDAGUDA 2 second impressions.
Chacha is precious, and I love her.
Yes, Chacha's great.
Her animations are adorable.
We're all through the story now, so everybody should have their Chacha.
Yes.
You would have by the way, though? I said you would have by the way, though, as I yawn.
So, by the way, I freaking, I blame Conan Exiles, but I blew through the fucking Shinsengumi point ladder. I am, like, taking it real slow with, the Bakufu. I think I'm only at, like, 300k. Like, 300, 400k.
So you're about the same balance I am. I'm just the other faction.
Yeah. It's like, I just need to get basically one more of Chacha's Ascension items, and the summon ticket in there. I really don't care about, like, getting the other crystallized lore. It's like, listen, I don't have the QP to be getting shit to 10 right now. I don't have the mats to be getting shit to 10 right now, alright? I probably
don't have the mats. I definitely have the QP, because I'm at over 100 million. I think I'm at like 120 million. Thanks.
I think I'm like 17 million right now. I can't even get... Wait. No, wait. I did get Tomomo's morph to 10, finally.
Because
I'm gonna get there.
I also finally bought my... Oh, I should probably put that in my Records for the Throne. But I finally got my full 5... My max limit break copy of Mona Lisa. Spent that rare prism, got that. So now my QP farming will be more efficient. Yeah, and I can put it on somebody on my friends list and get more FP.
Holy shit! Congratulations to Burn Castell, who just hit 1,000 fucking days in JP.
Yeah, it's a long time.
That is a long time.
One of our moderators. Burn.
She doesn't know, but I just outed her to our entire community.
Anyway.
But yes, so now I kind of see why everyone is like give Nobukatsu.
Nobukatsu's pretty adorable.
He is pretty adorable, and I was looking into it, especially with like the learning with manga things. Apparently, Nobukatsu, like during the original fucking run of GUDAGUDA 2, was actually trending on Twitter for a while. And it was that damn popular. I was like, damn. Yeah, guys. Again, different level of difference between us and JP. It's big enough over there that it pops up on the Twitter trends.
Frequently, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, Areshkigal did that. Areshkigal was so popular when her banner was actually announced, a misspelled version of her name trended on Japanese Twitter.
But, yeah, he's adorable. Hishikata, actually turns out I liked a little bit more. Not enough to roll for him, but, like, if he was to, like, suddenly, if he was to, like, I know it's not gonna happen, but, suddenly one day show up, I'd be like, not mad. It's like, I like his animation.
Hopefully they manage to pull it off, but there should be a banner with both him and Okita later this year, which I will maybe throw some tickets at, so.
Yeah, I would too. Would not mind either. Well, definitely still want my Sakura Saber, though. I find it hilarious that the Oda clan is the Welfares and the Shinsengumi is both limited.
Yeah, I felt like that was more. I thought that originally that was more established in the script, but I guess it wasn't. But yeah, no, it's totally Wales versus FTP.
Let's see. Event wise, again, like I feel like the Shinsengumi battles are harder than the Bakufu battles, just because of the enemy layout and what bonus servants are out.
Maybe, I don't know. I
don't know.
I had to play through at least this third tier Shinsengumi battles. They weren't that bad because I still forget
it's like
points.
As I said, like I have a far easier time doing the Bakufu battles than that. Like I.
But I will admit that the Oda Bakufu, the Oda Shogunate, or yeah, I guess would be the would be Shogunate. Those are I think a little bit easier just because of spread.
Yeah. Also,
No
actually, I actually saw an update. Actually, they didn't. We didn't mention this, but apparently there is news of a update coming to FGO Japan, where they're gonna be doing some quality of life updates. One of them is they're gonna be able to be actually remove the fucking text bar, so you can just have full CG glory.
Yeah, that's right. They're finally gonna fix that.
Yeah, and I was actually just looking at it because what I've been doing is I've been taking screenshots of the fucking Nobus with the text bar, and I've been slowly editing overing that because I want me some fucking Nobu sprites because they're adorable and I love them. But now that JP is gonna be doing it, other people they can just take good to honest screen gaps. Which makes me beg the question: why do they take so fucking long? Removing the text bar is like a staple in visual novel
Listen.
games. No,
the FGO app is really shitty.
The what?
The FGO app is really shitty. This has apparently been a running theme that it's actually kind of hard to edit and do stuff for.
Oh, really?
And the Lightworks didn't necessarily know what they wanted when they started it, so I'm sure like it wasn't a priority over stability, and it's just been they've probably been waiting this long because they were just like, oh yeah, we probably should add that. How the fuck did we do that? We didn't build that interface in, so now we have to figure out how to like
buttons.
Change the zones, add some buttons. You know, because with a phone game, also it's got to be touch sense. You know, there's touch sensitivity. Certain zones are responsive, so that's probably a little bit weird to code for, like defining what areas of your screen count for what, right?
Yeah, I don't know. So I don't know. I feel like that that quality of life is probably not one that we're gonna get to particularly early because that sounds like that's dealing with some under the hood shit.
Well, possibly. It depends. Yeah, it depends a lot on versions and stuff.
Yeah. Let's see. Do I have anything else I want to add about? I find it hilarious that Artoria is Kenshin.
Yeah, Artoria Usagi.
Yeah. Because Artoria is basically a gender swapped character, and it turns out that Usagi Kenshin might be a historically accurate gender swapped character. It blows my mind.
Yeah. And like I think that we pointed that out in the rerun of the original GUDAGUDA where Nobu was like, "There's no way Usagi could be a girl," and we're like, that's like a multi-layered joke because they recently revealed.
Like honestly, I didn't actually realize that there's actually historical evidence pointing that Usagi.
And also, then there was the recent announcement of Lancer Flowers as Kenshin.
Yeah,
that's
so. It might not actually be. It's like, oh my god, the layers. I can't even right now. I'm just running in circles with my cone on avatar right now.
I can picture it. Anyway, yeah. So for me, I'm almost done. I need to work my way up the Shinsengumi ladder to get those last couple of NPs out of Chacha. But I've got it fully ascended. I've got all my copies of Fortress of the Sun. I beat the CQ. It's not really that hard, but for me, I have a good tool set for that. I basically went, okay, we're gonna Merlin, and then I'm gonna every single anti-male unit I have because he's a berserker. So, you know, Tamalance are in there, Maeve, Yarale, everybody, a mash in the back. Slap on all the wolves of Mibu I can fit. Go nuts. And I was able to cruise control this enough that I made some dumb decisions and I still didn't have to pop seals. Like I goofed on using some defensive skills and some skill placement and Mystic Code stuff, and I still won without having to use seals. So it's not super hard. I do recommend, though, having a decent spread of wolves just for the extra damage, because he does have a lot of HP to chew through, but just get a good high damage team comp, do a lot of crits. It's fine. And
by the way,
remember to be smart about break bars.
Did I explain on mic why I haven't done the challenge quest yet? I forget. I can't remember exactly.
I think that was earlier because I said that I was alone in Records from the Throne, and you were like, I hadn't done it yet because I'm waiting on my Wolves of Amiibo. And I was like, we'll talk more about the challenge quest later. Now, like an hour later, it's later. When will then be now?
I said again. I can't remember if I actually said this again, but basically, I'm waiting to get the last Wolves of Amiibo from the Bagafu because I'm basically gonna just slap them all on, get Skahawk, and then I'm just gonna use 3 command seals to MP 3 times. And just fucking...
Which will be a strategy. What are you going to do about the 4th HP bar?
Just normal. I'll have fucking full health servants. Just be like, alright. Or I'll like take out the first one normally and then...
Yeah.
Or maybe I'll just bring K-Scope. Ha-ha!
But yeah, so it's not super hard, but it's interesting because he's a berserker and he likes to fucking buff stack like nobody's business. Like... I think, honestly, one of the reasons why I think I survived is just because he was very often only doing, like, 1 attack per turn, and instead was just like, Buster up, crit up, I'm gonna heal, like, 1,000 HP I can't use.
Remind me to bring Medea so she can buff clear.
Yeah, buff clearing was, like, I thought, like, a half second to myself, like, man, I should have brought, like, Jack or something. Just as, like, a little, you know, boople right there, get rid of your buffs. Because, Jesus fuck. He gets some scary stacks in there. And he can also debuff cleanse himself with disengage. Though it's funny, his special skill he activates when the bar breaks is like, it gives him a charge on his NP, but it gives you like 20 stars.
Oh
crit
yeah,
stars.
I remember that. Yeah, he did that on the boss fight. Yeah.
Yeah, he does that too in the challenge quest version. So it's just like you're just as I have lancers and riders, you know, pummeling him. I'm like, you're just really helping me out right now, dude. I've got Merlin dropping fucking stars per turn. And I've got my 2 Buster anti-mail units, and they're just, like, slurping up all those stars. Oh.
I think I'll bring Jack, Skahawk, and Waver. That should do it.
That's pretty good, because Waver's got that charge, and that damage cut's really solid, period. Yeah. But yeah, so that was okay. I must have gotten a drop or something, because I have 5 I'm pretty sure I have 5 copies of Wolves of Amiibo. I'm like, where the fuck did that come from? That was probably like yesterday when I sat down and was like, when I wasn't feeling very well, I'm at least going to use this excuse to grind some. So, like, I think I have all my copies of that. Like I said, I just need the last couple of NPs, so I'll work on the Shinsengumi ladder. And also, I mean, like, I have a lot of AoE Berserkers, so if I have to wait till the rerun to get my last 2 Chacha copies, I'm not going to be super pissed or anything. Just saying. I've actually been really lucky with 4-star Berserkers. I have Herc, Beowulf, Lancelot, and Fran now. Most of whom are, like, all the way leveled and ascended, so...
God, I need to work on Fran. I need so many...
No offense to Chacha, but, like, I have that niche pretty squarely locked down. Though I would admit using her a lot for her attack bonus and stuff. Her skills are pretty fun.
Oh, by the way, I've already lost a SSR. First time I used one of Chacha's skills, she immediately fell down.
I've lost, like, 3 or 4, if that's how that works. Because I actually have seen that animation a couple times. It's adorable. That's where all my fucking luck went. I've said this
before, but all of like Chacha's animations are just super fucking adorable. It's like it's all like Ultraman. She's all like Ultraman references, and like it's crazy. It's like
no, Chacha's a super fun unit.
Like I like one of her sessions. She goes like max power mode and goes shaking and puts on her mask. I'm all like, I'm dead now, girl.
Oh, actually, that means I need to double check because I could have sworn that after one ascension she said something about like Vavoom, and I'm like, really? Or like boing, like I'm like, are you referencing that you said that in your adult body you were hot? I need to double check her dialogue. Also, Chacha calls herself Chacha sometimes in her skills. I think one of her card is much like Nobu noises. I think one of her card lines is just Chacha.
It is. I remember that.
Oh, you're so precious.
Oh my god. It's not your fault that you're a lolly berserker, but God bless you, I'm happy that you are.
I mean, it's a lot more entertaining that way.
It really is.
So yeah, Chacha's super fun. Like I said, I just need to get a couple extra copies of her to get that NP rounded out. And then I'm basically done. I mean, I got all the XPs, I got most of the mats I want. I got all the mana prisms I need, thanks Point Ladder.
See, I'm in the problem now that I'm farming like the high level one, I'm not getting any of the bronze drop mats. So
yeah, that's a little annoying.
Like, when I was doing like the first day, even still on the freaking highest level, you were still getting the lower level
Yeah,
drops,
no, now
and
it's
it was great.
totally you only get the highest level one from the
And I'm
highest
like,
level AP quests. Does
like,
the
I don't need these.
combined
I legit don't
I have to double check if the combined one drops all mats. The combined one's kind of a pain in the ass though, but that's because it bullshits you a little. The final wave is like 300k MHX and then a 300k Babbage, so it's like caster assassin. So it's
What?
like your team comp's a little fucked up because we can't have alter egos yet. Soon.
Berserker, everything.
Also
Or
that,
some
yeah,
Berserker.
just Chacha everything. Double
I have told
Chacha all the way
people,
across the sky.
As I told, my solution to a lot of life's problem is rub more basaka on it.
So the event's super fun. I mean, well, the story part was super fun. The grinding is manageable. You know, it's not like super
as I
hard.
said,
It's
like,
just a little
especially,
annoying sometimes.
And the in the initial burst, like there was a lot of drops. I got like 2 CE drops. I got a bunch of fucking mats. Like the drops were good. I've only slowed down because I am literally obsessed with being an Amazon like barbarian queen right now.
I actually I have plenty. I'm also busy with other stuff like that, but I also have had plenty of time. I've only spent a couple apples, and that's just because I was like, no, I'm in there. I'm playing FGO for the next hour, so fuck you that AP ran out. I'm still playing kind of stuff. But I've mostly cruised on natural AP regeneration, which is good because obviously Azure Lane is gearing up to do a thing again because they're teasing new ships.
Oh god, new ships. I'm God. If this was What's Up, I would have just lost my shit immediately right now. But
no, we'll record that tomorrow. I'd say record it right after, but that's definitely not going to work. Especially because, like I said, I have to go get some dinner. We're over an hour though. I think we've hit up everything we want to. Well, I should really quick mention the new Teach Me Omega Sensei.
Shit. Oh,
well, Lucky falls
sorry,
off his
I
desk.
moved my chair and it somehow got caught on my desk, and my whole desk moved. I'm all like, this is bad.
I've done that
We're
before.
safe. We're good.
Yeah. I don't think I've done it on 10 minutes of Let's Take FGO, but there are definitely times when there's one arm of my chair that's loose and falls out. So sometimes it falls on the floor. And I've had to cut that out of other audio recordings. But yeah, so new month, new patron poll. If you're a $5 and up patron, you can access Teach Me Omega Sensei and vote on stuff. So let me double check how that's doing real quick. Patreon.com. But our 3 topics for this month are: what is the Mages Association, what do we know about Grand Servants, and what is Quantum Time Lock? We are also, as always, still open to new suggestions for what you think about certain topics we could cover. Like I said, just try to keep them fate related. Don't ask me about Tsukihime vampires. I don't even know, man. I don't even know if Nasu knows.
I don't know. Nasu has he's as we have confirmed, he is a fucking mad lad. Oh, speaking of Tsukihime and April's Fool.
Oh yeah, we should mention
that. This wasn't directly FGO related, but someone actually made a fucking Tsukihime collab video. It was a complete parody, but it was still very long, and considering I think it was one person who did it, it's pretty fucking good. It's hopefully it has gotten the eye of the Lightworks, and they're going,
yeah, I think that's more on Type Moon than Delightworks because
yeah, I don't know. Because I think they've actually have gone on said that they're not interested in doing any collabs outside of Type Moon franchises.
Yes. And
So-
I think Nasu has said that he didn't want to do a Tsukihime collab until the remake was done. But
we
working on FGO has, I think, indefinitely postponed the remake, so it's kind of a chicken and egg thing.
Mm-hmm.
An
Who knows,
Ouroboros.
maybe...
We'll
Yeah,
see.
but
Hopefully
if you haven't
Nasu
seen
will
it,
take some time.
If you haven't seen it, just Google FGO Tsukihime collab parody.
Actually, I wonder what Type Moon itself did for April Fools. I didn't hear about it, but usually they have good April Fools gags. I should look it up. Not right now though, because we're winding down the show.
Oh god, do you also another thing we should mention, everyone keep UFA table in your hearts and minds because their CEO is on investigation for fucking tax fraud right now.
Yeah, tax evasion. They're saying that he took. I think the story is that he may have paid himself out of company money without paying taxes on it first.
Yeah.
I don't know how serious a business that is in Japan.
Yeah, I mean,
hopefully it's not a big deal. UFO tables obviously got some stuff going on because there's one more Heaven's Feel movie to do, and also they're amazing. So we'll hopefully see how that works.
They also
out.
have a new anime. It's not Fate related, but they have an anime coming out this quarter.
And I've heard that some people are concerned because the director in question is a major part of the workforce. Like he's involved in a lot of their projects. So
we'll
yes,
see.
do you
as I said,
do keep them in your thoughts and hope that if something did in fact occur, because last I heard it's just an investigation, and for once in your life, actually practice innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah.
But hope that it's just he has to pay back some fees or something.
As soon as that came down, people were all like, "Oh my god, these guys are shit." Well, rip fucking this. I'm like, guys, calm the fuck down. It's like he's under
it's just he may have not paid some taxes, which is a little bad, but at the same time, like money's complex.
It's like, God, we have people like Randy Pitchford, who's like constantly under investigation for like bullshit, and he just dropped Borderlands 3, and everyone's like, "Oh my god!" But that's gonna be another topic and then we're also gonna talk about fucking Epic Games exclusivity. Well, What's Up is gonna be intense, guys. Go listen to it. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, though spoilers based on independent research that I've linked. The Epic's game store is not spyware, probably. Though they do steal your Steam friends, just in case you want to import them. But yeah, anyway, so I think I said what they were, but currently What is Quantum Time Lock is winning by a little bit. There's a few days left on the poll. There's like over a week, so if you are a 5 or a higher patron and haven't voted, or you want to sign up to vote on that, you can still swing the vote. Quantum Time Lock's in the lead by only like 1 or 2, so you could still swing it the other way. And actually, all 3 options have a vote right now, so
nice.
It's pretty interesting. It's always good to see this move. You can influence the show. And I think that's everything.
I think I'm good.
Double check the notes. Yeah, I think we're good. Hour and 15 minutes. There's probably some silences that are going to get cut out there.
Surprisingly, we didn't have a lot. Like, we had like nothing actually. Like,
no, we had like no notes.
We did good.
And I deliberately didn't write down that I wanted to talk about April Fool's stuff because I was like, I don't know how much I want to talk about it. But we went back and forth on that for a while.
I'm good for discussion, even if I'm being an Amazon barbarian queen.
I'm yawning right now. Oh, we should also probably mention this on WhatsApp, but also friend of the show, Voice of St. Quartz, whose most recent episode with him, number 7, he got to over 5K views. Go us.
Oh yeah.
He released a new project that I know he'd been sitting on for a while, which is Girls Frontline related.
404 Radio, if I remember right.
Yes. I haven't had time to check it out, and I've said this before that like I appreciate that people do like skits and animations and stuff because that takes work, but that's not really my speed. But still, huge shout out, like, because he got a lot of people involved on the project. So go and check that out if you are interested in that sort of thing. And we'll probably plug it again on WhatsApp because that's where we talk about Girls Frontline. And yeah, I think that's the show. So we'll go ahead and wind down and do my usual outro here. First, I yawn because it's getting late, and like I said, I need to eat a meal. It's like almost 8 o'clock at night, and it's been like probably more like 5 or 6 hours since I ate, actually. I'd have to double check.
Remember, everyone on our business cards, it says Professional Sleepy Boys?
Correct. Well, we had a fucked up recording schedule, so I didn't shout out to Voice, but we probably should have asked him again, because we do need to have him on sometime in the not-too-distant future, so we remember to introduce him also as a professional sleepy boy.
Hey, Voice, if you're listening to this, get back to us. Yo, have your people call us our people, a.k.a. you. Talk to us, or we'll talk to you. Something. We don't care what. We'll have you on. Hey, you like Girls Frontline. Do you want to yell about it? We invented a whole new show called What's Up, so we could yell about Girls Frontline, basically. Like, it was actually, so we had an excuse to yell about anime again and to yell about other gacha games. Actually, yeah, we never had Voice on What's Up, but...
Oh, we did have him once on his birthday. He joined us for like an hour, then he had to leave.
Oh, yeah, normally he shows up and yells about something and then leaves, but we never had him, like, dedicated.
No. I don't know. He might not have 3 hours of his life.
Voice is a busy boy.
He is. I know he's doing schoolwork. That's like we talked about that, I think, on What's Up, but like he missed a chance to record with us that we invited him on because he like overslept drastically. And apparently he's missed a couple D&D streams with some of the people from like Caldea Gurus and stuff because he's also overslept. So I assume he's busy with schoolwork. Hopefully he takes a summer off. Oh, though, Lucky, I have some bad news. I don't think we can legally hang out with Rinny, because I'm pretty sure that I saw a tweet that she tweeted that it was her 17th birthday, and I'm like, oh my god, that's horrifying for me, because you're like 10 years younger than me.
I don't know, I hang out with... I know this is going to sound astonishingly creepy, considering I am an unashamed lolicon, but like, I hang out with like young like teenagers and shit.
Well,
it's like, I'm not going to invite them back to my fucking... I'm not going to invite them back to my fucking house and say, hey, spend the night.
Invite them back to your white van.
But it's like, no, as long as like the same interest is there, and I'm not like...
I'm joking. It's a joke. Though also, seriously, that made me feel fucking old.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't subscribe to the main saying of like, you know, separate age brackets. As long as you have same entrance and everyone's like having a good and safe time, have fun.
Well, right now we're an intergenerational friendship. You're like 5 years older than me, I think. We did the math, something like that.
It's like, I think the youngest friend I've had, like friends, friend, like I'd like more than hung out than once. I think I was like 26 and they were 17. And it's like when I get to like fucking 40, I'll be like, right now, nah. I'm still in the springtime of my youth. I am 31 going on 13, yo.
Yeah, and our community's got a lot of varied ages that hang out.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure we got a couple 17-year-olds.
Yeah, we've got some people who are still in high school or college. Yeah. And we also have some oldsters like you.
Well, thank digital media. It brings together people of all ages and types.
Well, that's a great note to go ahead and wind the show down on, so I guess we'll do the whole thing out here.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, that's the show. We'll come at you next week, so let me double-check real quick how many days there are left in stuff on my level timer. So we got about 3 days left on Tokugawa Labyrinth and about 4 days left on GUDAGUDA Restoration, so there should be a CCC pre-game banner, which will probably be like, there'll be some half AP and stuff for a weekish after GUDAGUDA ends, and then we'll get into CCC, so we'll have, let's see, so we should have plenty of time for maybe next week, depending on when they schedule that, to do the CCC pregame. Look forward to Wanted episodes for those banners, etc. And we'll see whatever Japan's going to do next, because there's only got 3 days left on that event. We're assuming there's a Lost Belt 4 coming out soon, but hey, you never know with JP.
Who fucking knows?
They might do a half AP and a frickin' Hotel Caldea collab, because that's still a thing, in case you forgot.
I've seen some pictures of it. It looks fucking sweet.
Yeah, it looks swag. See, that's another thing, right? Like, the difference between the US and Japan, outside of, like, gimmick resorts, like, for Disney World, or, I know Nickelodeon has some, like, high-end resorts in the Bahamas and stuff. Like, you wouldn't get pulp culture-themed hotel rooms.
Oh man, that reminds me. Like, long time ago, well, I wouldn't say a long time ago, but like a year ago, they had a collab with fucking Lawson's, a convenience store. Like, and people can go in and get like special CEs. They had characters all up on like the fucking soda machines, or the fridges and stuff. It's like, we can't do that. Like, how are we gonna get those CEs? Are we gonna get a collab with 7-Eleven? Stop and go?
No, we'll probably do what they did for the Heaven's Feel collab, and we'll just give them to you over like 3 months spread out, because we literally can't. You wouldn't go to... that's another thing we talked about before, that convenience stores are completely different in Japan than they are here. Like, a convenience store in Japan is actually a convenient local store, whereas in the US, they're like, this is literally your only fucking option, so suck it up.
Like,
because listen, I've been on a lot of road trips in my life. I've been in some shifty convenience store / gas stations.
Like, my
mom has some stories, because she worked in a 7-Eleven as her high school job, night shift. So,
oh god,
she has some fun stories about convenience stores.
Oh yeah, got another advantage. All those Sakura CEs that we got, people have to travel to fucking individual theaters.
Yeah, that was a GPS locked feature in Japan. Which, thankfully, they have not instituted in the U.S., and God, I hope they don't, because that's going to be a real pain in the ass for so many people, for so many reasons.
Yeah.
All right, that's the show. This is Let's Talk FGO. We'll come back at you tomorrow with What's Up, and we'll be back with future episodes of Let's Talk FGO to talk about whatever the fuck new happens, and all that other fun stuff we got going on. And, you know, as always, hit us up with your feedback and stuff. And we'll see you in the next video.
I have to see about maintaining my agency of titty.